Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another video. So today's video is going to be my top tips to get ready for update 11, which is coming on Wednesday the 26th of June, which is obviously going to be our update, which is completely free, where we're going to be getting Mulan and Mushu inside their realm. So I do one of these pretty much every update now to kind of give you my tips and tricks of what I'm doing to get prepared for the update, what you can also be doing, and if this is your first free update since playing the game, you may not be sure about how best to prepare or what you're going to need before the update drops, so let's get started. Tip number one, which I would say is probably the most important tip I can give you, is to make sure you have got enough Dreamlight and you are collecting Dreamlight. Now Dreamlight can be found in the game through digging up holes in the ground. You can sometimes find them when you get the cracks in the ground with the little sparkles above. Sometimes those can drop Dreamlight shards, which if you take them to your crafting table and you exchange them over, they give you the physical Dreamlight that you can see in your menu tab. It will show you your Dreamlight tab, and on there it will say how much you've got, and it will also show you your tasks. So in this Dreamlight tab, it will say your daily Dreamlight duties as well as your ongoing Dreamlight duties, which are for the overall whole game. Now some of these can be really hard to achieve. Some of them are event ones that take a long time to get to because they're certain times of the year, or they could be related to certain characters or unlocking things. Some of these can be very long-winded, but some of them as well will be things that you are doing day to day when playing the game. For example, you've got gardening tasks, cooking tasks, mining tasks, etc, etc. These you just naturally unlock as you go. However, these are a really great way to earn Dreamlight quickly. So if you are someone who is low on Dreamlight, or you're hoping to be able to have the realm unlocked on update day, my top tip would be to get some of those tasks done, build up that Dreamlight, and make sure you have enough. Now, as we know, Mushu and Mulan are coming in a realm door inside the Dream Castle. That we know it's going to cost Dreamlight to open this door. Now, with the other realm doors, they have slowly increased in price per update. So as we've gone through all the updates, they've increased in price. Now, the Monsters Inc. realm, which we got earlier on this year, which gave us Mike and Sully, that cost us 15,000 Dreamlight to unlock. And the previous one before that, which was a Beauty and the Beast realm, where we got Belle and Beast, it cost us 12,500. Now, based on this, we know that it's definitely going to be more than 15,000 to unlock Mulan's realm. And based on how they've all kind of gone up in price, my prediction would be that it's going to cost about 17,500. However, we do not know until the update day how much it is going to cost us. So I would say have at least 20,000 Dreamlight, just in case, because you never know. They might suddenly decide to do a massive jump and make it 20,000. We do not know yet. So I would say have 20,000 minimum, but my prediction is probably that it's going to be around 17,500 based on how they've kind of upped it every time. But you are definitely going to need that amount to be able to unlock the realm when we get the update. Tip number two is obviously one that's quite hard to do, but it is just collect up your moonstones. Now, a lot of us are very short on moonstones because of the previous update. We have been kind of jam-packed with loads of new stuff. I think it's probably the biggest update that's given us the most premium shop stuff. We've had consistently about 4 things every week. We now have 2 pages in the premium shop, which means that our moonstones are pretty drained. And don't get me wrong, I'm exactly in the boat with you. I'm completely drained on moonstones. My moonstones for my dream snaps every single week is what buys me what's in the premium shop, and I have to be very selective with what I buy. Don't get me wrong, I do sometimes buy moonstones, but I'm trying not to because it does add up. However, saying that, this week obviously the premium shop has not included many new items. There obviously are some items from previous Star Pass and things like that people have might not got their hands on yet, which obviously can drain your moonstones a little bit. However, there is nothing that is brand new, so just do your best to try and keep hold of those moonstones, as we will be having a Star Path coming in the next update, and you will definitely need the moonstones for that. Obviously, we do not know yet if there's going to be any other bundles or anything. We obviously got the Belle bundle earlier this year, where we got the house skin and the clothing and the furniture for 4,000 moonstones. Those do stay forever as far as we know, so don't panic if you don't have enough for that, because it's not a timed kind of bundle. It will stick around, so you might have a lucky week in a month's time where you can pick it up when you get 4K on your dream snap. You will definitely need the moonstones for your star path to get that all completely done, and obviously in case you want anything from the premium shop. But do not stress, we are all in the same boat when it comes to lacking on moonstones, but it is just something to be conscious of. Now tip number 3 is probably something you're doing anyway if you are playing the game and progressing through the story and doing builds and things like that, and that is just to keep collecting your resources. Now a lot of people have storage rooms where they have all their resources in there, and I would highly recommend that as a top tip, just to make sure you know what stock you've got of everything. I will go into my resource room every few weeks and just double check if there's anything I really need to go and get, or certain crops that I'm running low on and I need to go and harvest. I will kind of keep a check on it, just because you do not want to have to use these resources for a quest and be stuck because you can't get those. Now with a lot of the quests that we have in the game, the characters obviously want you to do things for them, and some of this does include sometimes crafting items or bringing them resources for them to craft something. Now with these characters coming, we do not know yet what their quests are going to be and whether we're going to have to do that, but as we are getting confirmed 2 new characters with Mulan and Mushu, the chances are they may ask you for resources for something, so having those resources already stocked up means you can literally speak to them, go and grab the resources from your storage room or your storage area and bring them straight to them, meaning you can unlock those friendship quest levels much quicker and get all the goodies that you want to get. Now tip number 4 is relating back to the star path. As I said earlier with the moonstones, the star path will be coming in the next update. We do not know much yet about what is coming. We've had a few emoji teasers and a little teaser of a companion, but we do not know yet what it's going to be. I personally think it's going to be a mixture of a Pixar theme mixed with a Mulan theme potentially. I'm not quite sure. We haven't really had too much teasing us. But with the star path, there are certain tasks that are kind of very likely and usually always appear in the star path with the quests. A big one of these is night thorns. You usually always get a quest in the star path that asks you to remove night thorns from your valley, and the splinters of fate that are in Eternity Isle, if you have the DLC, also count for this. So my tip for now is do not clear these. As much as they're in the way and as much as you want to clear them, your best bet is leave them now, so you have a good week or so for them to all spawn in, and then on update day you can run around and get those Nightthorn quests done and out the way, meaning you then get the tokens to unlock stuff quicker. It will just make things easier for you. Now on the same route of that, we usually always have tasks that we have to mine a certain gem, we have to go fishing for a certain type of fish. Now these quests are always made a lot easier with potions. Now if you can make potions in the game, you need the Vitalis crystals that come from the mine, so if you have the Sunlit Plateau and the mine's unlocked, you will be able to make the potions in your crafting table. These are always good to have a good stock of, because when it comes to the Star Path, a lot of the gems and things like that you're going to need are hard to get hold unless you're using a potion. Same goes for fishing, but just be wary, do not put a million potions onto your tool, because they do take time to run out, and there's been a lot of people in the last update who are like, I've put on 100 potions on my fishing rod and now I can't get something that I don't want a red circle for, I need a white circle for. So that's just a tip from me, do not do that. I personally put on 1 or 2 at a time, depending on what I'm doing and how long I'm going to be doing that activity for, but I never do more than that. I'd rather have to stand there and put a new potion on every 10 minutes or so than be stuck with a tool that is completely getting you the wrong thing and will just delay you doing it. But potions are definitely a good thing to have for doing those tasks, because there usually is a lot of them. Now tip number 5 is obviously not something that's mandatory. You can go and get this realm and get these characters, whether you're brand new to the game or you've been playing it since day 1. You can go and get these characters. Obviously you will need all the resources in the Dreamlight to be able to do that. However, you can do that if you have the Dreamlight for it. But I would just say a good tip, and what I find easier, is making sure I'm up to date on all the other characters in the game. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of them, especially if you have the DLC as well. You have 4 extra characters to be caught up on, and now I'm personally at the point where everyone is up to date. I have finished Daisy's quest, I've finished Oswald's quest, and I'm at the point now where I'm ready for a new update, because I want more things to do and more characters to kind of quest with and do these things with. However, if you have got any characters that are outstanding, I always recommend trying to get them up to date. The main reason I suggest this is not just because it makes things less hectic and less overwhelming, because when you have lots of quests with lots of different characters, it can feel a bit overwhelming at times to look at your quest list and see all of these characters that want you to do all these different things. It can become a bit overstimulating for some people. So by getting those quests ticked off and out the way, it will help you in that sense, but it also is really helpful because sometimes when you get new characters, they need you to be at a certain point with characters that are already in the valley in order to quest with them. Tip number 6 is obviously not something that is mandatory, but it's something that I'm doing to prepare and get me excited for the update, which is to make space for the new homes that are coming. Now, we don't know yet if Mulan and Mushu are going to have their own separate homes or if they're going to come in a house together. My personal prediction is that they're going to be living in the same house, similar to Belle and Beast and Mike and Sully. I just think it makes sense, and a lot of the realms where we've been getting 2 characters have kind of worked out that way. But I just feel like that is the most likely for them to live in a home together. And I feel like the developers are very well aware that we don't have the space for 2 new houses. We don't have room. So I'm betting on 1, but it's good to be prepared. To do this, I've obviously tried to pick out a spot in my valley where I feel like their house would make sense. Obviously, that's hard to do without seeing it. But if you look at kind of the style of Mulan and the kind of like culture behind it and everything like that, it is quite easy to predict the kind of style of what their home is going to be. It's obviously going to be very traditional, so I tried to look at places in my valley that would make sense. Like for example, you can put it wherever you want. You can put it on the beach if you want to, you can put it in the Forgotten Lands if you want to, and if you really want to, you could go and put it in Eternity Isle. It can go wherever you want it to. I just like the fact that when an update is coming, it gets me really excited to have an area ready for that house, so I know as soon as we get that quest where they want to come and join the valley and we can put their house down and get Scrooge to build it, it is ready and good to go. So that is just something I enjoy doing, but obviously, as I said, it is not mandatory at all. Tip number 7, again, links to kind of the collection of things, and that is to collect star coins. Now, star coins are obviously something that people use constantly in the game for Scrooge's store and Goofy's store and Kristoff's store and all of these different kind of like businesses in the valley. We use star coins constantly, and as it is the main currency in the game, a lot of people do have a good amount of star coins. Obviously, a lot of people do pumpkin farming and selling things to get those star coins. And these are really good to have before the update because obviously, number 1, when you get the new house to build, Scrooge obviously asks you for a very big fee to build the house. It's usually around 20,000 star coins, pretty much always for the houses. So we know that's a guaranteed purchase. In the teaser trailer, we also saw a stall of some kind that was behind Mulan and Mushu. Now, we don't know yet what this store is going to sell or anything about it, but we can see it in the background, and obviously our previous stalls we've had have cost star coins to upgrade. So Goofy's stall, Kristoff's and Gaston's have all cost star coins to upgrade them to their top level so you can buy the most from them. So that is something that probably will be a thing if this stall is definitely going to function the same way as theirs, which it does look like it might. As well as that, star coins are obviously good to have because we don't know what we're going to be getting in Scrooge's store. Last update where we got Daisy and Oswald, there was a huge amount of stuff that came to Scrooge's, actually a lot more than most of us thought. Same with the Monsters Inc. update, we got so much stuff, which is something I feel like the game is doing really well at the moment with excelling, is progressing Scrooge's, adding new things to it, making Scrooge's exciting again for those of us who have pretty much everything by now. And so obviously having the star coins ready to go means when you do get those new items come in, whether it's on update day or it's months down the line, you are prepared to grab those because they are going to be very exciting if they do appear. Tip number 8 is again to do with kind of the collection of things, but I would just remind people to do Daisy's quest in her boutique. Now, if you're someone who's not interested in Touch of Magic whatsoever, completely ignore this step, you can just skip ahead. But I feel like for those of us who do like using it every now and then, getting this Daisy coins every single day is going to help. Obviously, we don't know if we're going to be getting any new furniture or any new clothes coming into the boutique, but we definitely probably at some point going to get some motifs in the star path, maybe some motifs with Mushu and Mulan's quest. So if you're someone who wants to create some really nice furniture or clothing pieces to kind of honour those characters and design with, then making sure you have the Daisy coins is obviously going to help you buy more furniture and buy more versions of those clothes so that you can kind of create really new things. But again, if you are not someone that's interested in Touch of Magic, then this will definitely not be relevant to you. Tip number 9 is to make sure, again, as I was saying earlier on, when I was saying be up to date with characters, this also means with unlocking things. Now, obviously, you do not need all the realms unlocked in order to unlock Mulan's realm. If you want to skip them all and go straight to her because she's your favourite character, or you just really want to be kind of stuck in with everything that's brand new, go for it. You do not have to unlock them all. However, as I was saying earlier with characters kind of having interlinking quests and having interlinking relationships, sometimes you might get a quest with Mulan at like level 8 and you need to be level 5 with Woody, for example. the chances of that happening is very slim, but it might. You never know. So I would always say, if you can unlock those things and you have the Dreamlight to do so, unlocking the realms as well as the biomes in the valley will obviously help you out in that. But again, it is not a rush at all. You probably won't need to have any of the kind of different biomes unlocked for her quests or Mushu's quest, but for the characters you may do, so just bear that in mind. But if you're someone who doesn't mind waiting and you'll deal with that when you get to it, then go ahead. Now my final tip number 10, is one that obviously people probably do when playing the game every single day or whenever they do play it, which is to make sure you are just checking in at Scrooge's every day. Now if you're someone like me, I pretty much have everything now, but I do still check Scrooge's on the hope that there may be something in there that's new for me. Obviously we don't know yet what is going to be coming to Scrooge's store. As I said earlier, I'm hoping it's going to be like the Daisy update and the Monsters Inc. update, where we got a load of stuff in Scrooge's, and it made it really exciting to be able to have kind of like furniture pieces that were kind of put into their own home by the devs, and kind of be able to replicate some of those designs in our house. Now if you're like me, the kind of design and look behind Mulan as a film itself is something I'm really interested in. I really love the look of, so I'm very excited to see in there what we get in terms of clothing or furniture. So making sure you're checking Scrooge's every day just means you're going to get some of those furnitures checked off your list, and you may even think there are things in that shop that would really work to design Mulan's home, or something to kind of have outside her house to really represent her. Obviously it's going to be hard to know until the update drops, but getting yourself in the routine of checking Scrooge's is obviously something most of us already do, but if you're not, make sure you do, because it refreshes every single day. So those are my top 10 tips for the update coming in a week's time on Wednesday the 26th of June. I did not think it would be coming along this quickly. I personally thought it was going to be the week after that, but I'm actually very glad that it isn't, so I can play the update as soon as it comes out, and I can enjoy it with all of you guys and see your thoughts and feelings. So let me know down below if you're excited for the update, if there's any other tips and tricks you think you're personally going to do or you would love to recommend to other people in the community, then again drop those down below. I would love to see what you guys are doing to prepare, and overall, are you excited for the update? Are you excited for Mulan and Mushu to join the valley? Are you excited to see their realm, to see the star path, to see everything that might be coming in Scrooge's store, as well as all the new premium shop items? There's going to be so much going on, and it's very exciting that we are getting towards the end of the roadmap. We have this update, and then we have another one, which is obviously the Tiana update, and then we don't know after that what is coming for the rest of the year yet. So I'm very excited to see what that is, and to meet Mulan and Mushu in the valley. And if you are too, again, let me know down below. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want to see more about Disney Dreamlight Valley from me on the channel. All your support is massively appreciated, and I'm excited to continue this journey with you guys. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!